Hey, what's up, Infosecaddicts? Another episode of Joe on the Road, and I am on my way to London. My backpack was self-destructing. I'm here at Dulles Airport, and I just got myself a new suitcase with a Batman logo on it. Like I am 7 years old. And I don't care how corny it looks. Dang it, I like it, because it's got wheels. On my way to London, and I was having a conversation with a potential mentee yesterday, and we were talking about data analytics, because he's got a business intelligence background. He was talking about he wants to move into security, and we had a pretty good call. It got me thinking, I really should do more on machine learning and deep learning and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna do some more of that. Be on the lookout for that, guys. This is messed up, so I'm gonna go through security, and they're not gonna let me have my phone, so talk to you in a little bit. So just got through security, and the guy at security, when he saw my bag, he says, Mr. Wayne.
Aren't you getting dressed for work?
No, not this time, Robin.
Nothing like a little Batman humor to start your morning. I mean, why not jokes at 6 a.m., right? But I thought it was cute. I thought it was funny. All right, so yeah, like I was saying, I'm definitely thinking about doing some more content on deep learning, machine learning, only because I've been learning it myself the last probably year or two. Started really trying to work on it. Probably do some content on that, covering pandas and all that kind of stuff in Python. There could be some value in that. Let me know if you guys want to see some stuff like that. That's kind of what I was thinking about adding. So there's just so much stuff that a lot of people don't know that you have. So some examples of things that people don't know is out there. So far, we've covered your real basics, right? Your AWS versus your Azure, and your EC2, your Beanstalk, container services. I really have not covered Docker and Kubernetes today. Just kind of not enough time with what we kind of wanted to show. Right, so real simple, right? You can commission one server, hundreds of servers, thousands of machines, running pretty much anything that you want, right? Windows, Linux, right? Beanstalk is your ability to deploy applications. We spend a pretty healthy chunk of time in Beanstalk today, and you can see like that's pretty cool, right? So you can deploy these packages that have a lot configured in them. Then you've got application management like OpsWorks. Really didn't cover that today, but it allows you to do more automations, right? So some people call it automation, some people call it orchestration. So you can have a lot of stuff that's kind of glued together, for lack of a better word. So you've got code deploy, batch services, and here we go, lambdas. So you can have transactional things, like if this happens, I need you to trigger this other thing to happen. So this happens over here in service A, I need you to trigger this other thing to happen over here in service B, right? That's a lambda. And maybe that something happens in one thing that triggers something else that happens somewhere else. Or you can say, well, if this trigger happens, run this custom code that I wrote, right? And that custom code that I wrote can interact with other things. Okay, other stuff like mobile services, right? The ability to create mobile apps. Push notifications, right? Simple notification service, we talked about that a little bit. Email service, right? Simple email service, like a mail sending service, right? And I don't mean like Gmail, I mean like bulk mail, like you're a mailer for your application to create mass email, right? Mobile analytics, workspaces, like, let's see what else is out here. App streaming. So think like I'm live streaming here with YouTube, and then I've integrated YouTube into my website, right? So I've got this Wirecast app that I'm running, and then with Wirecast, I interact with the YouTube streaming service, and then via that YouTube streaming service, I embed that into WordPress, the blog, and then in the same area, I embed the chat window that we're all talking in, right? You actually could do all of that stuff that I'm doing with AWS, right? So a lot of people have seen like Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and then prior to that, I don't know if you guys really remember, a lot of us were using something called Ustream. So there were streaming services that you had to buy, and Ustream was one of the really popular ones before Facebook and YouTube really got into kind of taking over that market. I don't know if they've taken it over. Maybe that's not the right thing to say, but I don't know anybody who pays for streaming services today. You know, I'm sure you do. I'm sure there's people doing it with Vimeo and some of these other products, AppStream, obviously, but now that you can do like some really pretty enterprise stuff with YouTube and Facebook, you know, and reach your audience there, I don't see why too many people would be doing that, you know, but it's not my space, so I could be way wrong. Big data databases, that's another one, right? So NoSQL, Hadoop, MongoDB, right? DynamoDB is their big data solution. Okay, big data and analytics. So you've got all these other services. So big data, analytics, machine learning, predictive analysis. You've got all these different services like Redshift and Kinesis. I mean, you've got some really wild services that they've got out there so that you can do a lot of this stuff. Definitely new to me. I am learning machine learning right now. So hopefully in the next few months, I can have my machine learning course out there. But right now, this is new for me. I've been doing machine learning now for maybe about 7 months. And I've got a couple of algorithms where I'm pretty comfortable with them. But, you know, a little bit more time and then I'll probably run a class on it. But, yeah, there's a lot out there, right? There's a lot out there. Just landed here in London. I'm in London Heathrow right now. Gonna be here all week, so it's 9 o'clock at night here in London. My body still thinks it's 3 o'clock on the East Coast. Let's go see if I'm gonna ride a black cab. I remember I used to ride the black cabs a lot, so haven't been to London in a while. Let's go see what it's like. Take care. Explain it again with us Americans with our bad, improper use of the word they.
Have they got their socks on? Or have they got their balls? It makes no sense.
Yeah, I think that is us. Yeah, that is us. I think that is us.